So let's get into the Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James beef because, man, it is hilarious right now. As you know, LeBron James went on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, and he was great. I thought he did a great job explaining himself, talking about how he respected previous eras. If you actually watched the interview and didn't just rely on a clip from ESPN and got the context, he did praise the old era. And he did talk about how Bob Cousy was really good. Yeah, he did say Giannis Antetokounmpo would score 250 points in a game if he played in the 70s. I think he was just being sarcastic and trolling at that point because he knows he's going to get a reaction from the fans and the media, and that's what LeBron James got. But to say that he didn't respect the old era is not true. That didn't happen on that show if you actually look at it. Now, I know there's going to be some people who hate LeBron James that are not going to agree with me. And just for your information, I got Kobe in my background. He's my favorite player in the NBA ever. And I'm a Celtics fan. And I know that sounds crazy, but I just love Kobe. Is he the best basketball player ever? No, I don't think Kobe's the best ever. You can say I'm hating, but I don't think he is. I think LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant. Doesn't mean I think less of Kobe Bryant. That's just my opinion. I look at the stats. I look at the accomplishments. I have to factor that all in. As a basketball player, LeBron James is phenomenal. The things he does off the court, I do have questions at times because some things I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have said that. I don't rock with that statement. And you have his clutch team trying to push him as the GOAT and trying to force that on us. I don't like that energy. However, at the end of the day, when it came to this conversation with Pat McAfee, it is so funny seeing how Stephen A. Smith feels right now because the man is completely crashing out. It's hilarious to me. Now, if you go watch the show, LeBron James did say, like I said, that Bob Cousy was a fantastic player. I know he didn't exactly say that, but you get what I'm saying. He also said that the old era deserves respect and we shouldn't downplay the other eras as well because they all contributed to the NBA, which is very true. But when you look at what Stephen A. Smith said versus what LeBron says, things get out of context if you don't watch the actual show. So we're going to play the clip of what LeBron James had to say about Stephen A. Smith. It's really funny, and I'll give you more of my thoughts.
Which leads, obviously, to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh, yeah.
You're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, on fire. You talk about
it. Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you can address it, it's you. Like, seriously, it's... And like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the freezer and sit in his chair and his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, relax, bro. Relax. Seriously, just.
So as you saw from LeBron James there, that's just funny stuff about the Taylor Swift tour and saying like, oh, Stephen A. Smith's gonna be so excited about what I'm saying here. He's gonna respond, and sure enough, Stephen A. Smith has gone on a long rampage and he's just crashing out right now. However, with all that being said, he did talk about Stephen A. Smith not wanting to address it. That's one of the things Stephen A. Smith said on First Take. However, there's some context there. He didn't want to address it 2 weeks ago after that conversation on First Take. But the executives of ESPN said, no, this story is trending worldwide and you need to talk about it. Even though he didn't want to talk about it right away, he still had to do his job. However, at the end of the day, he would have talked about it on Stephen A. Smith's show. There's no doubt about it. You mean to tell me, with everyone talking about it on Twitter, talking about it on social media, that he would not have any type of conversation about what happened between him and LeBron James? I highly doubt that. Stephen A. Smith, whenever there's drama surrounding him or conversations being made about him and a basketball player or a sports athlete, he is always responding. So LeBron is right in that sense when it comes to Stephen A. Smith would have addressed it. But I think there should be some context of what he meant by that statement. Now, let's move on. LeBron James did say, reporters can criticize players when they play bad, but he also said, don't make it personal. And I wish he would have elaborated on what he meant there. I know what Stephen A. Smith said in regards to his fatherhood decisions, and he was questioning him. And Stephen A. Smith didn't really, he said like, okay, you sure you want to put Bronny in the spotlight, yada, yada, yada. And those are valid points because people think that Bronny James getting drafted by the Lakers is a sign of nepotism. And I believe it was. However, at the same time, I just wish LeBron James had been more elaborative, explaining what do you mean by personal? What are you trying to say there? That's what I was like, okay, I understand that you don't want the reporters taking it too far, but what does that look like? I know he talked about the Joel Embiid situation where the reporters, I forget the whole story, but it was really inappropriate for the reporter to, I think it was about his brother or his, I'm probably getting this wrong, but it was really out of bounds. And Joel Embiid was upset. He was heated. So I'm not sure if that's what LeBron means by personal. However, at the end of the day, you got to be careful what you say about these players because, again, you can criticize. I think you should have the right to share your opinions, give your feedback because, again, fans, media personalities, you're watching the product. It's like going to see a movie and providing it feedback. It works the same way with athletes. If they're not playing well, you're going to, tell people what you see, give your opinions. That's perfectly fine. I just don't know what he means by personal because at the end of the day, Bronny James is going to get criticized because he plays in the NBA. And I've been on the record saying that I think Bronny James has a great shot at being a solid role player, maybe a borderline all-star player. I probably am going too far there, but you get my point. I think Bronny James will be in the NBA for a long time. With all that being said, when he was talking about, I got to protect my household, I'm just thinking to myself, what are you trying to protect? Are you trying to say, I'm trying to protect the decisions I make as a father? I'm trying to protect my son because your son's in the spotlight now. You can't protect him from the media criticizing him if he doesn't play well. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. I was a little confused there, but I think what LeBron meant was, why do you question me as a father and the choices I made for my children? Because, Stephen A. Smith did go in that direction. He took it a little too far. But at the end of the day, those are some things I didn't understand in the interview. But man, LeBron absolutely cooked this dude saying like he's on a Taylor Swift tour. And man, look, Stephen A. Smith is just crashing now. It's funny stuff. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this ongoing feud. And you see it from Stephen A. Smith. He's going all over the place on First Take, on his podcast, just talking about it nonstop. He's obviously bothered by it. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think LeBron James is right? Do you think Stephen A. Smith is right? Are you just in the middle enjoying the entertainment? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.